but we don't even, that's because you can't be grateful for what you have. But if you just become the angel on the sidelines, you'd start to see everything from a different perspective. You know, this is why the falcon, the hawk, which is Horus or Ra or whatever, it's all very shared, by the way. Even Mercury, the eagle, you know, the symbolism is shared across the board. So don't get it twisted. You know, it's more alike than it is different. But my point here is that when you become the eagle, when you become the hawk, you have that bird's eye view. Bird eye is the third eye. You start to see things from that above perspective, and it allows you to calculate in a different fashion. It also is a different form of travel altogether. You know, before when this was really early on in the live stream, but we were talking about how the mind thinks almost the same way like directions on your phone are given to you when you type in a location you want to go. You know, like you say that you want to go to the restaurant, and then it calculates how many minutes away you are from the place, and then it'll tell you the path that you need to go. And if there's any disturbances along the way, it'll redirect the route, etc. And you know all this before you even get in the fucking car. Like, that's what the mind does all the time. It's just always calculating. It is in analysis, and it's anticipatory, and it has expectations accordingly. So that has nothing to do with the heart. That's like a completely different language of you being actually present. And now, am I saying that the directions on the phone aren't helpful? Absolutely not. They serve a purpose, of course. But it's the same idea when we're going through analyzing how to take action in the moment or how to deal with a circumstance. If you're trapped in duality consciousness, well, you're always going to be disappointed. And you only feel like the winner momentarily when your team is winning. But then when your so-called team loses, now you have to lose with them, even though you didn't take part in it. We see this shit happen all the time. Like the people who literally watch sports and are screaming at the TV being like, my team is losing. It's like, bro, you're on the couch right now, dog. You're eating nachos. Like, you're not playing anything. You're playing the fucking remote controller. That's what you're playing. What do you mean, my team? What involvement did you have here? Were you sitting with, like, the offensive coordinator, like, talking to the fucking striker, being like, yeah, well, you know, you're going to have to, when this moment comes up, make sure that you... No, you're just sitting around staring at a screen, bro. Stop this. My team shit. But it's the same thing in finances, right? Like when you're on the cult of XRP and we're in a bull run, you feel like you're winning. And then when you're still in the cult of XRP during a bear market, you feel like you're losing. Even though you didn't create the token, you don't work for Ripple, you're not a programmer, you have no idea the machinations of blockchain technology or how the banking system actually operates. You don't know anything. You're just a side player. You're like on this tip that you somehow are an involved, you know, main character. And this is the cross you bear when you're not a creative person, when you don't create. And you also pick teams. This is not a safe place to be, family. This is a very dangerous place. And we do it in so many ways. This is what the liberal conservative thing is. This is the Democrats, Republicans. This is the Biden, you know, bootlickers versus the Trump BJers. This is never ending. Like, stop sucking at the teat of some political organization. Whether you think they're better or worse, it's irrelevant to your actual reality. It's time to get up and do something for once with your creative essence. It's going to be much more rewarding. But it's important when we, like, because I've studied cults so deeply, and it's a big part of how I designed my philosophy on the ego and how to actually break free from a lot of this hypnosis. By the study of this, I was able to realize that the culprit of it was pride and selling you into this idea that you should select team. And when you do this, you get demoted heavily from being even involved in the actual belief of what this team even is. because you believed it as it had worth and purpose to you. But in actuality, if you were to do such a thing, you would just be a cog in that machine. And like, not even a physical cog. You're a very replaceable, player character. Like, the Barcelona soccer team doesn't need you. Like, Cristiano Ronaldo doesn't need you. Andrew Tate doesn't need you. Tucker Carlson doesn't need you. So if you're like fanboying these people, just like, you'll see how it starts to affect these other aspects of your soul. You got to watch out for that stuff, man. Like, you need to start realizing life as if you are the main character in the game. Become this main character. Become Neo. And then after you become Neo, which most 99.99% of humanity never even gets there, then you could become the One. And then when you become the One, you realize that you're also Morpheus, you're also Trinity, you're also Agent Smith, you're also the Oracle, you're also those two white albino guys with dreadlocks who keep disappearing. You're also, you see, you're everything. You're fucking everything. And this worship of the hero, this worship of Lionel Messi, did exactly what it was designed to do. Worship. And your prana just keeps going to that stream. It's an infinite investment and you don't even know you're making it. But after today, you know you're making it. Like, I poured some cold water on your head. See, family, when we really transition into the Aquarian age, this is going to be so obvious. I don't know if I'll still be here when we do that, but when we do that, you're going to be like, wow, that Waters guy was telling me about like the revealing of these charlatans and these fraudsters and how that's not going to work in the Aquarian age. And people keep trying to tell me that we're already in Aquarius. I'm like, what do you mean? Yo, how are we in Aquarius when we have NFTs? Like, this is the era of fake business. There's nothing more Piscean than that. We're in, like, Logan Paul invested in a $600,000 NFT a couple of years ago. It's currently worth $1,500 today. We're not in Aquarius, family. That ain't happening in Aquarius. Sorry to burst bubbles here. It just ain't. Like, Hustlers University doesn't exist in Aquarian age. It just doesn't. OnlyFans doesn't exist in Aquarian age. Like, I'm sorry to break the news. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. Are we watching the implementation and the building of the infrastructure? Yes. Is blockchain Aquarian? Yes. But NFTs of like an 8-bit fucking cartoon character, that's silly shit. Silly. This chai I'm drinking is still